Hi everyone, I'm Rihanna from a Frugal Life, and I'm going live during my lunch hour today to give you a little bit of learning on finding a new job. So I have a lot of questions lately coming to me in my email and my DM a job remotely. If you don't know me, I work remotely and have done so for years at a real live job. It's not a stuff job, it's a real job. And I was doing remote work even before the pandemic. So I do have some knowledge on how to find a job like this. I work from home in the middle of nowhere out in our home by Yosemite, and I'm able to work full time like that. And I'd love to help you find a job like that. So I'm just going to do a little bit of live work here. I'm going to I'm going to share my screen, and I'm going to show you where to search for a few really good places to search for jobs, whether you're looking for online jobs or not. But this is great for specifically work from home types of jobs with benefits, vacation, all that. So if you have any questions, post them in the comments. If you have questions after the video, please go ahead and post them in the comments. I'm streaming this to both Facebook and YouTube. So if you want to share this with your friends, go to the Facebook version and share it. I'm happy to answer any questions on that side as well. So let me share my screen and show you what we're going to do today. So I am sharing with you. This first site is one of the first sites I go to when I look for a job. So, like I said, I'm going to share a few sites with you and give you some tips and tricks. Be sure to ask any questions in the comments if you have them. The first site is Indeed. So, if you have not been to Indeed before, it's a great site for looking for jobs, whether you are looking for remote jobs or not. So, the first thing you want to do is come up here, a resume. You don't have to upload your resume. If you do upload your resume, it's much easier to apply for jobs because you can apply right here. If you don't upload your resume, you'll have to go off site to actually send your resume in. And I'm looking off to the side because I have my screen over here that I'm showing you. I'm still paying attention to you. I'm looking over here to show you the screen. So after you upload your resume, you'll have the option to actually create a sign in. You can sign. The one thing that I love about Indeed is that it has an app. So you can download an app to your iPhone or your Android, and you can search for jobs when you're on the train, and like that. So I have been searching for jobs lately for other people, for my husband and other people who are looking for jobs. So I have some job searches open right here, and to look at your recent searches if you're going down here. And you can search up here in the top. So if I was looking for a work from home job, it's very important that you use the right keywords. So if you use the keywords work at home, virtual, or a specific work at home type keyword, you're going to get a lot of spam. You're going to get spam and junk links and people that are hiring fake jobs and things that where you have to pay money and it's all a scam. So you don't want to do that. Don't look for work at home jobs. You will only get scams. You want to use the right keywords, and the right keywords are remote jobs. So we're going to look for remote data entry. I don't do data entry, but I know a lot of people that do. So you could find a remote data entry job. And then, of course, here you don't want to put a city. If you put a city, it's going to limit you to only the jobs where the headquarters are in that city. So we're going to put United States instead, or we could put California or something, but again, that will limit you. So I'm going to look for remote data entry jobs here. And as you can see, I'm already getting jobs on the left-hand side, jobs for real companies. So Forterra is a good company. If you go down here, Molina Healthcare, these are all real companies hiring. Remember staffing, it says remote. I would be a little bit wary of that. I've never found a staffing agency that actually does hire remote. They're probably hiring for in person in Buffalo. You can tell if it's remote because this one says Buffalo, New York, and this one says United States remote. So if it's actually a remote job, it will either say United States remote, or it will say the company location and then remote. So you want to make sure you look for those key things. Don't waste your time applying for jobs that are not actually remote. So now you're going to have all of your jobs down here. You can click on them, and then if you've actually filled out a resume, you can come in and apply. If you apply here, you can actually use the resume filled out on Indeed, If you click the heart here, it will save it and you can apply later or you can send it to a friend. So I am the friend that everybody goes to when they're looking for remote jobs. And I tend to save a lot of jobs and send them out to people as I'm looking through here for other people. So you can save them, send them to a friend, send them to your mom, send them to your sister, or just apply here. And you can see the salaries are really good, 18 to $25 an hour for a remote position, $15 an hour for a remote position, 19.23 an hour for a remote position. So I like to recommend remote positions to people that live in areas where they don't pay very well. So that's another work from home is I live in a remote location and top pay for my area is like $12 an hour. I would never be able to do it. So I work for of big cities and I work remotely from my little city and I make the big city salary. So that's the way that you can do it to get out of a rut and out of is to work remotely. So let's go on to my next site here. I also suggest that you don't stick to one site. So if you're looking for a job, applying every single day, and you should be hitting all of these sites. So I have one, two, three, four, five different sites for you. If you're looking for a remote job, you need to hit those five sites every day and apply for all of the new jobs in your genre. So if you're looking for data entry, apply for all of the data entry jobs, and or apply for all the for that day on all five different sites. So you want to really spread your resume out, but of course, apply for jobs that appeal to you and you would be a great. So don't just spam your resume out there, but you should be hitting the job sites to make sure that you're hitting all of the different sites. So let me scroll this one over here and I'm going to show you Remote Co. So this doesn't look like a real website because it's not a .com, but it is. This is a great website for searching remote. I have two friends who have gotten jobs on this site, and I've applied for jobs on this site way back when I was looking a couple years ago. So this does limit it to specific types of jobs, but it will also tell you the types of jobs that you can get online. So you can get online jobs if you're in accounting. Customer service is a big one. If you have customer service experience, you can definitely 100% get a remote position. Data entry, design and development, editing. These are the types of jobs you can do online. As long as you can work a computer, online job. If you can't work a computer, go to the library, take free computer classes because it is worth it. So on Remote Co, you can come in type of job. So if you're looking as for a project manager job, which by the way is a huge job that you can get online, they have so many project management jobs that you can get online, but it does require certification and schooling and things like that. So if you're looking for a job that does not require a special certification, you customer service, virtual assistant, and things like that. So go with the experience that you've had before. Find a specific job in your area. It has jobs from different companies, just like Indeed. If you click on it, you can actually go out to that site and apply. So all of them have different ways to apply to the site. Some of them actually stay on this site to apply. It just depends on what job you're looking for. So I like Remote Co in that it gives you ideas of different jobs you can apply for. I've recommended this to a lot of people to actually get started in remote work because they can do things like take online courses, they can look at articles, they can do career coaching. Some of these things you actually have to pay for, and some of them are free. So take advantage of as many free resources as you can. And a lot of free job sites like this have great articles. They pay people to write really well researched articles on working remote. So if you've never worked remote, I recommend hitting up the article section and keeping abreast of what is acceptable and going in the remote job industry. We've looked at this one. Let's look at my next one. And just so you know where I am, this was Remote Co. So it should be on the bottom of your screen. Write down this one. I'll give you a few minutes and we'll kind of look at some of these other things in here while you do that. There's questions and answers about remote working. This is great. Testimonials and videos and things like that that you can look at to find out the type of people that work remote. But as you can see, this person has 3 years of working remote experience, and they are project manager, Cigna. So that's a great company to work for. So you can make a full-time salary of over $100,000 an hour if you are a project manager working remotely. So that's a great thing to look into if you're looking for the type of position that will hire you and pay you a lot. So let's look at the next one I have on my list. So the next one is flex jobs. So this one is one that I don't have an account for right now because I have a job that I love and I don't need an account and I never pay for a job service if I already have a job. But this one is worth it if you are looking for a job. So in order to get a job search going on Flex Jobs, you do need to have a paid account. And it's only a few dollars a month. I found it worth it when I was looking for jobs because I could look for jobs for myself and my friends and family. I don't have an account now that I can log in and show you, but this one is really great because if you do have an account here, they have free tests that you can take. So you can take certification tests that you can put on your resume, um, coaching and articles and resources, and that all come with the membership. So I think it's under like $6 an hour when I was doing it. I'm not sure what it is now, but they provides all sorts of resources that you can use if you are a member of this site. So if you are looking for a job, I recommend paying the few dollars. It's worth it. Put your resume and apply right away. But this one has scam jobs on there. So they do allow some scammers in. I don't like that about them. Make sure you're going to one that asks you to pay for money. Never go to like a mystery shopping place that asks you to pay for money. Just make sure that when you are looking for jobs on here, they tell you the company. You look at the company separately and you know that it is a great company to work for and not a scam company. So that is our flex jobs. And I will put a link right here. So let's put that up, flexjobs.com. So write that one down. This one will also help you with kind of some resume ideas too. So if you're not sure how to write a remote work resume, this one helps a lot. And they usually have this discount up here. So this one says to April, but every time I've been here, they've had a 50% off discount for like your first few months. So just get the application or just get the membership while you're looking, and then you can get the membership afterwards. Okay, let's move on to our next one. I want to make sure I get through all of these different ones and my tips and tricks in only half an hour because I only have a half an hour before I go back to work at the job that I do love. And I found on one of these sites actually. But I want to make sure I get through all of these for you so that you can get back to work as well. So let's get this one over. So this one is not flex jobs. This one is we work remotely. So we work remotely is very similar to remote co in that you can look for jobs in specific fields. They do have less jobs, I would say, online than Indeed and remote co. But the jobs that they do have are vetted very, very well, and they're great companies. I've never seen spam on this particular site. So we'll go to job seekers here, or we'll go to categories actually, and let's say we're looking for a specific in one of these categories. I'm going to go to customer support. The other thing is this is kind of geared towards tech companies, so they have limited categories here. So there's design and customer service, and these are usually big companies like Google and Amazon and Basecamp and things like that. So let's say we went to a customer service type job. It's going to list all of the customer service jobs that come into that field. So it could be tech support, it could be customer service, but as you can see, everything on this site is 100% remote. You can work anywhere. So people that post on this site are very firm about they are hiring for remote. It's not going to be a scam job, and it's not going to be secretly in the office 3 days a week. So this is a great one to check every day. When I was looking, I usually only found like one job every other day to apply to, but I knew that the jobs that I to were valid jobs. So this is a great one here. I love coming to this job when I'm trying to post out things to my friends who are looking because I know that I'm giving them advice and good jobs to apply for. So if you just click on one of them, technical support customer champion, you can don't come over here to the right hand side. Look down and make sure that you're reading the job application and that it's something that you really qualified for. I don't ever recommend applying for jobs that you're not qualified for because it's a waste of everyone's time. So we're going to come in here and apply for this position. I'm not actually going to apply, of course, but we're going to see what it looks like. So it's going to take you out to, thanks, Caleb. I love your channel on their comments there. So it will take you out to Proxy Racks to actually apply there. So this is one that actually takes you out to the site to apply. And typically you can fill out your LinkedIn profile. So that is one of the tips that I was going to mention is that when you are looking for a job, remote jobs are not often on LinkedIn. There are few and far between some jobs on LinkedIn you can apply for remotely, but LinkedIn is that you can fill out your profile and your resume and your certifications and everything completely. And almost all people that are taking applications will allow you to pop your LinkedIn profile there. So not only do you attach your PDF resume, but you attach a great filled out LinkedIn profile. And then you to apply right where there with all of the information filled out, and you don't have to fill out a ton of information, as you can see. So instead of back in the old days when we would fill out a with all kinds of information 100 times, now we just fill out one LinkedIn profile and then just fill in our answers to our questions. So you want to make sure your LinkedIn profile is if you're going to do any job searching online at all. So I'm going to come back here to categories and job seekers and communities. This one has the resources and more of the just really great jobs to apply for. So put we work remotely on your job search list. You're going to want that one on your list. So let's come back here. We only have about 15 minutes left. Stay with me because I may finish early, but I'm at least going to get through all of these ones that I wanted to show you. So let's come back here, see what we have left. One more. We are going to finish early. So this one is the one that I wanted to talk about the most. I love this site for working remotely. This is called Rat Race Rebellion, and it looks a little bit bloggy and a little bit ad centered. So there's a lot of ads on here. But as you can see, they've been featured on Good Morning America, CNN, Today, Reader's Digest. All of these really reputable media companies have featured them. Let me put the actual link up there. It's ratracerebellion.com. And this is one of my favorite sites to search for jobs. So this is the site when I am always come to, and this is definitely a site when I'm helping other people look for jobs that I come to. My husband is actually looking for a job right now, and I come in here to send him the job links that I think he'd be qualified for so he can apply for them. So the best thing to do when you are first starting out on Rat Race Rebellion is just start at the beginning. So we're going to go to the big list of jobs and gigs. So the big list of jobs and gigs is going to give you a main list. This does two things. One, you can sort by fields, and it tells you the different types of jobs they have and the jobs that you can do working from online. So some of these are not full jobs. I will go through the different categories and give you a little overview of each one. But these are companies that hire consistently all the time for these jobs. So you can come in here, you're looking for an online job, find the things that you're qualified for, and just go down the list and apply for all of them. And then you're not done, but then you at least started the Rat Race Rebellion list. Okay. So once you've done that, you're going to come back here to the home page, and this is where you're going to check every day. So on newest jobs and gigs, they have daily posts. So the daily posts will give you the different ways that you can apply that day. So work from home jobs and extra cash. This is also super great for side hustles. So if you're looking for a second job or a side hustle, you can find it on here. This is where I actually found out about Rover pet sitting, which I've been doing for years and years. So you can come back here. I check this daily for my husband on March 22nd. These are the jobs they posted. So these may not have been on the big list, but they are jobs that are limited can apply for. So you can apply for wellness coach, you can apply for work from home graphic designer. As you can see, this one's probably a full-time job. You need a bachelor's degree in graphic design. From home part-time telephone interviewers is probably great for a side hustle. So you do have to kind of sort through them on this site and find what would be great for you or your family, and then kind of work through that. So daily, you can come back here and check that. It takes a couple minutes to apply for the new ones. They do have a course, How to Find a Job Fast. Recommend the course. You don't really need to spend money. You just need to follow my directions on this free video. And then now let's come back to the big list of jobs and gigs while I have a few more minutes here, because I want to tell you about the list of fields. So if you are new to working from home and you have no clue what you would be able to do both as a side hustle time, then you might want to look at this fields section. So you can do accounting. Of course, you would need a certification for that. If you come down here, appointment setting, that's for anybody that can use a telephone. So everybody can definitely do that one. If you're artistic, there's different companies that hire for different artistic things, and you can actually click on them and apply, like Wild Apple if you can draw cartoons. Cricket Media is always looking for illustrators. So come in here and follow directions and you'll be able to apply there. And I'm going to go for these different ones in case anybody has any questions on them. So call verification, you actually just make a phone call out, verify like employment or something like that, and then hang up, or you call out and verify orders. So they usually pay you per order per phone call for this one. Captioning I have before, it is kind of hard. You do have to pass a test. You have to be an incredible typist. And I did have to pass the test a couple times in order to get into this. And I haven't done it in quite a long time because it also takes a lot of time. So this is not the greatest for a side hustle, but if you want to do captioning the full time, then you can do this. Chat customer service. Clinical trials is when you actually go and you try out a medicine or some other sort of health trial and they pay you. Collections, I did that when I was 18. I do not recommend anybody ever do that unless you want to get sweared at and yelled at all the time. We'll skip through a few I think are that great. Courthouse Researchers is interesting, but it's not online. So if you have the ability to jump in a car and go out to a courthouse and money up front, they usually give you the money up front to pay for some court records and send them back to people like lawyers and things like that. You can be a court researcher. No experience. You just need a car and you need to be able to stand in line. Crafting marketplaces, Etsy, handmade at Amazon, Zazzle. If you know graphic design, I'm learning graphic design on Zazzle a lot. Or if you can make things, you can sell on Etsy. We'll skip crowdsourcing. I don't think that's a great way to make money. We'll go over that in the future if you do. And customer service. Customer service I've been doing for 20 years, if not longer. I'm not going to tell you how long because that would really give my age away. Um, is a great thing for anybody to do, right? You can start at entry level, you can work your way up to management, and there is tons and tons and tons of customer service jobs that you can do online. And don't let them undercut you. If you have customer service experience, you should not be taking a job online for customer service at $11 an hour because you can get a high paying customer service job for more than that. If you do have customer service experience, this is my expertise. Post in the comments below whether you're live or not, and I will help you find a job in that because that is where I am great at finding jobs at. So customer service, as you can see, all of these, some of these pay too little, some of these pay a great fee. Sort through them and ask an expert before you apply for one of these. Data entry, all of these are great data entry ones if you're a great typist. And then education, this is great if you want to teach English online or if you want to tutor. Typically, you need a bachelor's degree to do either one. If you don't have a bachelor's degree, that will allow you to teach, but they don't pay very much if you don't have a bachelor's degree. You can teach online pretty much anything. You can teach online if you know something. I teach Frugal online. You can teach crafts online. You can teach cooking online. You can teach through one of these companies, or you can create your own educational website. If you want to just get, recommend Universal Class, Skillshare, and Udemy. I don't know if Udemy is on here. It is. So anybody can get started with these. You don't have to go through any big thing. You don't have to pay a single dime. You can just create a class and off you go. So let's scroll through education. We talked about education. Extra cash. I like all of extra cash. You can be an audience sitter. That is not online though. Music reviews, rebates, review websites for extra cash. These are few and far between, but you can make between $10 and $100 an hour depending on the company that's hiring you. It's just you may get one user test and then you won't get another user test for another 6 months. So it's great to earn like Christmas cash or something like that. Task things. Some of these are in person. I have done TaskRabbit online things before, so you can check out TaskRabbit or Instacart. Some of these you can do online tasks and make pretty good money at. Healthcare, this is typically data entry or customer service related. IT, you obviously need a degree or a certification, but you can make tons of money and you can definitely work full time online. Scroll through the IT. Let's skip some of this media and medical. You actually for, so that's very specific. Medical transcription, you do need a certification for, so that's very specific. So let's skip the medical. All this miscellaneous, you can review images on Shutterstock, you can play a matchmaker. These are all side hustles. Don't go into any of these expecting a full-time income, but if you want a little bit of extra cash to pay off a bill or something, you can. Mystery shopping. The only thing I would tell you about mystery shopping, I've done it for 20 years. Do not ever pay a single dime to a company that wants you to mystery shop. They should be paying you. You should not be paying them. If you want me to do a full video on mystery shopping, I will be happy to do so. I have tons and tons of experience. I can do a full hour on mystery shopping and still have things to talk about. So let me know if you want to hear about mystery shopping. Notary. I actually used to be a notary public. I have not got my certification since COVID started. So I need to go back and get that test. But this is a great way to make money, not online. So this is in person. But you can make money as a notary extra side cash, or you can work really hard at it and make full time as well. So most of these are not online, so I will skip these, but these are on demand jobs that you can get if you want a little bit extra cash. Phone sales, phone interview. I don't love sales, so I never recommend it to anybody. Some people are wonderful at it if you want to do that. Photographers, you actually have to go out and take pictures of things, so you cannot completely be online for that. Skip some of these little ones that don't really make a lot of money. Reservations is great if you can handle making like $10 an hour or $9 an hour, nothing more than that. You won't make more than that, so that's not the greatest online job to get. So let's come back here a little bit more. Sales, again, sales, customer service. These ones in particular are like $10 to $20 an hour for sales and customer service. IT is more. Evaluators, they can be completely online. They're great for extra cash, not for full-time income. Um, and I'm going a little bit fast here because we're all on our 30-minute lunch break and learn. Surveys, skip all of these surveys. I have a video on inbox dollars. That's the only one that you should be using right now. And I tell you how to do money on inbox dollars without spending a dime. So if you want to go to any one of my videos and for the inbox dollars link, it should be on my channel page. Transcription, non-medical. You do need to have excellent typing skills for this. You have to have a really good ear because you have to be able to hear in different accents and different languages and things like that and type them out correctly, even when it's non-medical. If you take a course on transcription, though, you can sign up for all of these different ones and pick up jobs. You can completely do this full time, no problem at all. And if you work your way up through the ranks and the hierarchy of the ranks of people that have done it before. If you get seniority in transcription, you can make a lot of money. So that's a great thing to do if you want to take the actual classes. Translation, this is a great thing. You can totally do it 100% online. If you are a native speaker of any language and you speak English, that's a great combination, and you can totally make money there. These variouses, I would skip these. These are all just extra cash things and they don't make a whole lot of money. A few companies that actually hire full time. So Cisco, Blueprint, Clever Tech, Cozy Meal, they do have jobs, but you might as well just look at the daily job list because to check this if they don't have a job open. So just check the daily job list that I showed you before. So that's it. Besides writing, if you love to write like I do, you can have a blog, content write. You will not make a whole lot of money at it unless you write for yourself and then sell your writing. If you do content writing at one of these word farms, then you'll make like 3 cents or $10 an hour at the very most. So I don't recommend content writing. Proofreading makes more. So that is the big list. So you come to the big list, like I said, and find things that you are worthy of, we're worthy of, that you are qualified for. And featured opportunities is one to check. But you'll check here is newest jobs and gigs. So that was Rat Race Rebellion. Again, if you want a refresh, we had weworkremotely.com. So write that one. Work remote co, and you don't need this whole thing. You can just put in remote.co and get that online. Flex Jobs is the one that you have to pay a little bit for, but it's worth it. And Indeed is the one that you're going to get a ton and tons of jobs opportunities on that you can apply for. So start with this one every day. If you can't get to the other ones, at least start with this one. So that is it for our 30-minute lunch and learn. I will be doing a couple more of these this week, so stay tuned. Please hit subscribe if you're on the YouTube channel one. If you're not on the YouTube channel one, if you're on Facebook, please head on over to my YouTube channel and hit subscribe so you don't miss our next lunch and learn. I don't think I'm doing jobs next time unless you want to mystery shopping because that sounds like a fun one. So please comment down below about what you want to see next on our lunch and learn lives.